This is Steve from Boxing UK in association with Supreme CBD. Adam Smith, can you explain to the viewers how Josh Taylor got that fight?
No, I'm absolutely stunned by it. I thought it was Jack Catterall's night. I'm not taking anything away from Josh Taylor's effort. He tried every bit of the way, but he was frustrated. Jack set a nice rhythm, a nice pace in the early rounds. He won the first half of the fight pretty clearly. Could have given Josh one, maybe two of the rounds, but the knockdown as well, both had a point off. Jack Catterall won that fight. Whatever margin you say, whether it's 3, 4, 5, 6, different opinions at ringside. Barry Jones, I think, had it by 5, Carl by 4, Matt by 4, Spencer by 5, Hannah by 4 or 5, I mean Johnny by 6. I haven't met anybody that thinks that was even close, let alone around ringside. Now, I'm not sure because we haven't been online yet. 3 judges, as I said in summing up the commentary, 3 judges are the only people that matter. And it was taking a long time, and I can't see it, but I'm not a judge. We call the fight as we see it, and for me, Josh Taylor took the fight and he did everything he could to try and win it. For me, it was not his night. Jack Catterall should be the undisputed, unified, super lightweight champion, and he should be celebrating tonight, not heartbroken backstage. I don't understand it.
What can we do about it, Adam? Because it's a controversy that adds on to other controversies that will no doubt be followed by another judging controversy. Is there an answer to it?
Well, I'd like to know how they scored 3 rounds, how Josh was up by 3 rounds. I mean, I think maybe it's one for Robert Smith. It's not, I'm a broadcaster, you know, we're this side. It's up to the British board to look at it and see whether they want to ask the officials how they got to those verdicts. But you know, they're subjective. I said in the commentary, you know, some of these rounds were difficult to score. 1 or 2 were close, very messy. It was sometimes a difficult fight, but I was in no doubt, as were Matt, Hannah, everybody here.
You know,
Ben said he was embarrassed by it as a promoter. You know, Jamie's devastated, of course, he's in the corner, but you know, we're neutral. You know, Josh Taylor has come to Sky. We're delighted. He's an elite fighter. We can't wait. We thank Todd DeBurf and Top Rank for working with us and getting Josh Taylor on Sky, because for me, he's been one of the great fighters of the last few years. I just didn't think he won that fight. It wasn't his night. It was Jack Catterall's night, and I really feel for him, and I'm sort of lost for words. I'm sort of stunned. I'm sort of shocked. I'm a bit angry, and I feel for them. You know, that was not just their world title fight. That was everything they'd worked for. And not taking anything away from Josh's effort, and there was times where he did okay in there, but he didn't look himself, whether the weight was an issue, whether he was frustrated. But you just got to take your hat off to Jack Catterall for getting the rhythm right. The combinations were good. He boxed with poise and calmness. Yeah, middle to late rounds, he started to lose that control over it. But in my opinion, he won the fight and won it well.
He'll be devastated backstage, as you say, Adam. Is there any more he could have done? Or was that just a perfect performance for the night and he's just been...
I don't think so. I thought he won the fight and won it quite clearly. So no, there was nothing more he could have done. Josh Taylor's a wonderful champion, but in my eyes he lost that fight, and he didn't think he did. And he interviewed him afterwards. He thought he won the fight. I'm yet to find anyone here that thought he won the fight. So I'll keep looking.
What happens next, Adam? Do you think... Obviously Jack will probably call for a rematch. What do you think Josh will do?
I think Josh needs to move up in weight. I think that was pretty clear. I thought he was very tight on the scales yesterday. I think he needs to move to welterweight. Look, I don't begrudge fighters having a little bit of luck. You know, there's obviously decisions that slightly go against you or whatever, but that was definitively Jack Catterall's night, and I think, you know, Ben's got to look into it. You know, he's promoted it and he's embarrassed. He says there's going to be a huge inquest. He's going to look at what they can do with Jack Catterall, and whether, you know, if Josh moves up, you've got to get him another shot at the world title soon, you know, next fight, I don't know. But that was what they worked on, the game plan for this night, and they executed it, and he's got nothing to show for it. I don't get it. And look, if we all disagreed at ringside and we said, oh, it was close, it was split, I had Josh, I had Jack, nobody thought Josh Taylor won that fight here.
Jimmy Moore, we've seen a few clips of him understandably quite visibly upset at him. What is his job now in picking up Jack Catterall from that? Because like you say, he did everything, didn't he?
Yeah, but sometimes, you know, people understand and they know he's the people's champion, isn't he? He's come up, he's done it in the Lions Den, he's done it here. He stepped up in levels people thought he couldn't. Well, I mean, he's proved himself as an elite fighter, just like Josh Taylor. And listen, sometimes styles make fights. It was messy at times, 2 southpaws. You know, Josh for me, didn't flow tonight, and Jack did. And Jack scored the scoring punches. I mean, Matt had it out in Germany against Felix Sturm, but he said to me that was a lot wider. You know, that was a bad decision out there. He got robbed. Tasha was saying how she felt she was robbed, but the Terry Harper fight was close. You know, it was a draw. I thought Tasha nicked it, but it was close. Her fight with Katie Taylor was close. I thought Katie won that. Matt, I thought, beat Felix Sturm, but it wasn't for me that. No one was any dispute at all at ringside. Spencer called it, I think, one of the worst he's ever seen.
That was a disgrace.
Disgrace.
Yeah.
I mean,
Josh Taylor fan. Josh Taylor lost that fight by 5 rounds long, was being generous to him.
Yeah, agreed.
Listen, this is a sport that we love, and we want fair results. People are putting their lives on the line where they deserve fair results. That was not a close contest. Yeah. I'm strong on that as well. And I think if you speak to anybody in here knows what they're talking about boxing, come up with the same thing. I've spoken to a lot of Scottish fans that said to me in the disgrace. Yeah. Just didn't win the fight. Facts. You know, something needs to be done about that. 114, 111, that judge went. Needs to be brought in front of the board. That's what he needs to do. They can take license and tell him to go and judge something else. Not boxing.
Yeah. There you go, strong feelings. I know Johnny, Matt, everybody around here. Look, ultimately, the 3 judges make the decision. We can't do anything about that. Yeah. All we can do is call the fight. But for me, and I'm like Spencer, I'm a massive Josh Taylor fan. I think Josh Taylor is brilliant. It wasn't his night. It was Jack Catterall's night by a long way. Johnny, how did you have it?
Jack Catterall, he had 8 rounds. And remember, I gave 7, 9, 10 and 12 to Taylor. Remember, there was a 10 rounds for Jack Catterall as well. Both fighters had a point. So it's just...
It's 4 or 5 rounds, whatever it
was. Stinks, you know, it's just... I feel for Jack Catterall, I feel for James on the squad, because when you that's never happened again. You know, Josh Taylor will not fight again or move on. If he was honourable, they'll say, you know, and listen, I thought Josh Taylor would win, but I thought he's got his hands down. So it smells on my head. Josh Taylor lost to him, and he won't fight again. He's met his ball dealer.
We talk about inquests, Adam. A lot of boxing fans online will say shocking decision, and the judges don't answer to anyone. And Spencer's alluded to it.
But you've got to go and ask the board that. Yeah. That's not our department. All we can do is say what we think, okay? Yeah. And the fans can say what they think at home, and some people might disagree, and 1 or 2 might think Josh, whatever. If there's as much of an outpour and outrage, then hopefully the board can sit down and assess it. Yeah. It's up to them. It's their judges. Robert was here, Robert was up here. He's got 3 judges, they're all experienced, they've all refereed and judged for a long time. Howard Foster, Victor Lachlan, and John Lewis. Okay, Marcus McDonald took 2 points off, he called a knockdown, but he didn't score the fight, the others did. Now, I think they need to look back at their own cards. I think they need to look back at the fight back, and they need to explain what they were seeing. And look, we can make mistakes. Everyone can make mistakes. We get things wrong. Of course we do. But did everyone get it wrong here? Did everyone think the same? Everybody's thinking the same thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. Can we just move away from that, Adam? A broader question, just to bring us back to Sky. 2 unbelievable atmospheres in 2 weeks, wasn't it? Because before the controversy, that was some atmosphere we needed to follow on from Manchester last week.
It was an incredible atmosphere. We've had a fantastic month, bar this sort of bitter pill to swallow at the end of it. Fantastic month of atmosphere, and Eubank and Williams and Khan and Brooke, which we did extremely good numbers for as well. We're all for 500,000. We're really happy with the business of the box office. Fantastic, sparkling event. I'm sure the viewing figures will be great tonight, and I'm sure the reruns will be even better with the controversy too. But it's just a shame, I think, after everybody's put so much into this month, and we've had a wonderful sort of time, that people are going to be left talking about what a bad decision that was, as opposed to what a fantastic occasion, great homecoming for Josh, wonderful performance from Jack Catterall. Boxing wins. Boxing won last week. Yeah. There was respect between Amir and Kel in the post-fight press conference, but today we go back again, because in my opinion, and in the opinion of other experts around who know fighters who've been there and been on these decisions, they think this was disgraceful, and that's a real shame.
It is. Adam, so if we're getting moved on, so I'll thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you in Newcastle.
Okay, thanks.